Good quarantine morning, LA. It's breakfast time. This week on Breakfast Time, ooh boy, are we in for a treat. We are going all the way down to Culver City to pick up a breakfast burrito from the one and only Cervateca. Let's go get some breakfast.
Bueno, sí. Camina. Rico, rico, rico.
This thing is an absolute monster. It has obviously tons of bacon in it. It has egg and cheese and the basics, but they do throw in tater tots, which we'll talk about, and then they add in this section over here of black beans. That really elevates this plain old bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast burrito to something that really has a lot of flavor and a lot of taste in every sense of the word. That is all wrapped up inside of a homemade tortilla that is then pressed onto a flat grill. So across the board, you're looking at a lot of care and a lot of thought being put into this piece of food. But then you top it off with this sauce, and this sauce is made of magic and love. We're only stopping in this super secret location to eat this amazing burrito. We're gonna be going back to the studio after we take a couple of bites and just give initial thoughts. It's time for the first bite. I'm just gonna dip it. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so I just finished my first bite and it is as great as I remember it. It's just really special. I mean, this sauce is so good. It has a spice to it for sure. It has a nice little kick, but you can actually see there's like these pepper flakes kind of floating in the sauce, not floating, but like, you know, mixed into the sauce, and you can really get that pepper sensation when you take a bite. But the thing that really impresses me about the taste of the sauce, and it's one of the reasons that the burrito is so excellent, is that it's got a smokiness to it, and yet it also on the back end comes with a sweetness. So you get this like sweet, spicy, smoky sensation all wrapped into like one perfect consistency sauce. Then when you just get into the actual burrito, I mean, first of all, the tortilla is spectacular. You can tell that it's homemade. It's really crisp. It's got a ton of flavor. There's not too many eggs in here, so it's not like overloaded with that eggy consistency. And then the bacon, they actually like break up some of the bacon so that it almost like moves through the burrito, and like it makes it so that every single bite you're always going to have at least one little piece. And then on top of that, you have the tater tots. Now, I've said on this channel that I don't like potatoes in my breakfast burrito. This is one of those rare occasions where the potatoes are doing something more than just providing filler, because they are tater tots and not just home-style potatoes that they just cooked up on the grill. They add like a crunch, they add a nice texture, and then on top of that, they obviously are deep fried, so they have a ton of fattiness and flavor to them. So that actually really, really works. And then I think the thing that really sets this burrito apart from so many others is the black beans that they put in here, which again, kind of like the bacon, it's not like just black beans that they scooped out. It's like they're kind of like mashed together, so they create like a really nice smooth consistency, and they help keep the moisture within the burrito so that no bite is dry. I'm gonna take another bite of this, see if there's anything that I left out, and then we'll kick back to the studio and go from there. The second bite is as good as the first bite. If I was going to complain about something, and I'm really just trying to find things to sort of complain about, I would say that the distribution of ingredients is excellent, but I did have to sort of move and crack the burrito. So like, because of where they put it on the grill, you can see these grill marks here. Because of where they put it on the grill, it wasn't lined up so that all the ingredients were top to bottom, which is what you're looking for. So I had to like move it and crack it, and so it is kind of falling apart a little bit. But again, I'm like searching for things that I don't love about this thing. I'm gonna finish eating because I'm hungry, but I'm gonna kick back to the studio where we can give some final thoughts and do our ratings. So I'll see you there, right? And I'm back in the studio. Let's talk about that burrito. That is just a special piece of culinary genius, in my opinion. I knew when I started breakfast time that eventually I was going to end up at Cerviteca eating that breakfast burrito, and I knew that I was going to give it this review because I've had that breakfast burrito more times than I can possibly count. To me, it is complete and utter breakfast burrito perfection. I think we should jump into our ratings because we do have a little bit of a mix-up in the categories. Number one is going to be taste, just as always. For taste, this is a 10. I'm not even going to really talk about it because I've just waxed poetically over and over again about this thing. It's perfect in every way. It tastes amazing. Get it. It's a 10. Distribution of ingredients. This, I'm going to go to a 9.5. It's not perfect. There are some bites where you get some ingredients but not others, but that mainly has to do with the fact that they just stuffed everything in there, and it's so much that you really can't get it all. With number 3, we're mixing things up a little bit. I've talked to a couple of the fans, and I've also been thinking about this myself, and I feel like as much as I love the idea of beautiful simplicity, and I still think that it is something that should be strived for in most cases, I feel like I am being put in a position where I have to either lie about the beautiful simplicity in order to not punish the food, or punish it and not give an accurate representation of how good I felt it was. We are going to be removing complexity and beautiful simplicity from the ratings moving forward, and we are going to be calling this new category the X Factor. The X Factor it's the experience of eating it. Beautiful simplicity and complexity are sort of baked into this new X Factor, because if it's beautifully simple and it's just really great ingredients presented really simply and elegantly, then that's going to do really well in the X Factor. If it's got a combination of really interesting and complex flavors that are, challenging, or maybe not challenging, but interesting to the palate, that's going to go into the X Factor. If it's just really fun to eat, that's going to go into the X Factor. However we define that. So the X Factor is a very nebulous rating, but I feel like it's going to become very self-explanatory as we move forward through it. So for X Factor for Cerviteca, it's going to be a 10. There's a reason that we changed it for this restaurant. It's because I knew that I needed something different for this, because to talk about Cerviteca, I just needed a different scale. And so when you go to Cerviteca, the experience of getting your food and eating your food is excellent. The food itself is excellent. The story behind the food, Cerviteca is a restaurant where, the guy who started it, used his mother's ingredients, and then his mom has even come in and cooked and comes up with new ingredients to put into burritos. I mean, it's an amazing place. But that's not why. The reason that Cerviteca is getting a 10 for X Factor is because of their sauce. The sauce that comes with their breakfast burrito is made of magic and love. There's no other way for me to describe it. I could list out ingredients if I had them. It wouldn't really get to the point of it. It is perfection encapsulated in a sauce. The first time I had, I first heard about Cerviteca. I probably should have talked about this earlier, but here we are. I first heard about Cerviteca because I was listening to Carson Daly's morning show on my way to work, and they were doing this best breakfast burrito in Los Angeles contest, and Cerviteca won that contest. I remember, realizing that I used to live right there, and they were right around the corner from me. So I went over there and I got a breakfast burrito, and I took that first bite and I was like, this is pretty good. I don't know if it's the best breakfast burrito I've ever had, but it's very, very good. And then I added the sauce to my next bite, and I'm not joking. I felt like I was transported into a different universe because it's just mind-blowingly, mind-bending good. It's like a religious experience having that sauce for the first time. And I love every time someone visits me here in Los Angeles, I try to go and share that sauce with them, because seeing someone's eyes like get really big and light up the first time they taste it is what dreams are made of. I mean, it's amazing. So because of that sauce is their X factor. I'm gonna go 10 out of 10 for the very first X factor. So then we get to the value. Now, a Cerviteca breakfast burrito is $11. I'm not gonna lie, $11 for a breakfast burrito is a lot. Considering the very first breakfast burrito I had on this channel was $16 and I didn't think that was that bad for what I was getting, I'm gonna go big on this. I hope to have this conversation. You know, if you guys disagree with me, please let me know down in the comments, because this is about to be a hot take, potentially. I think it's a 10. The value at Cerviteca is a 10. $11 is a lot of money for a breakfast burrito. That doesn't include a drink. It doesn't include any side dishes. It doesn't include, it doesn't include anything except the burrito and the sauce. And it is so good that even though it's pricey, you will not regret spending the money on it at any point. At any point, you will not regret it. So it's gonna be a 10 for me in value. I think that's our first 10 for value. I'm gonna have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure that's my first 10 ever on this channel for value. And Cerviteca absolutely has earned it. And so if I'm doing my math right, and I'm pretty sure I am, that's a 39.5 out of 40. It will take an act of God to break 39.5. That is how good Cerviteca is. So Cerviteca, thank you for existing. Thank you for sharing your beautiful gifts with us. We love you. We worship at the altar of your breakfast burrito. No other breakfast burrito will ever live up to it, in my humble opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Make sure you share this video with your friends. It really helps the channel. We have really big plans. Well, speaking of our plans, I know we're in the outro now, but I'm gonna make a big announcement. So hope you guys are still watching. You may have noticed in the name of this episode is not just episode 7, it is season 1, episode 7. We took a couple weeks off, and over that time, I decided, the whole channel decided that we're going to be doing the show in seasons moving forward. Each season is going to be a little bit different than the last, and season 1 is really all about getting our feet underneath us, understanding how to do this YouTube thing, how to shoot these videos, how to light these videos. Also, we're just getting out all of our essentials. We're getting out all of our bacon, egg, and cheeses. I promise, we, in season 2 and beyond, we will be expanding the horizons of what breakfast is and can be. So, stay tuned for that. I mean, we still have, we're gonna do 10 episodes in season 1. If you guys think you know of a breakfast burrito that's better than Cerviteca, then let me know down in the comments. I cannot wait to check it out. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell if you're already subscribed, so you know every single time we upload new videos. Check us out on Instagram with breakfasttime_LA. And if you just pause the video right now, you can just scan the name tag that's right here. It's under my hand. And you can just follow us right now. And we got some plans for the Instagram, so worth investing a follow now for future stuff. Trust me. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next week on Breakfast Time.